Welcome back. For those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are you're making a return visit, it's good to see you again. And as always, it is free to subscribe. So subscribe, like, share, and then hit that notification bell so that you receive all the notifications whenever I post a new video. And so today I'm going to be making buttermilk biscuits. I'm going to tell you what to do in case you don't have any buttermilk on hand. It's really easy to make buttermilk. Biscuits are a lot easier to make than rolls. And the rolls that I made in a previous video, you can pull that up and look at it. That is like a 4.5 to 5 hour process. And it's like for special occasions. For me, I don't make them anymore. But anyhow, biscuits take a whole lot less time and something you can whip up in the morning. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. We're starting with 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt, thoroughly mixed with a wire whisk. And you're going to make sure those ingredients are mixed well. And to that, I am going to add 1 stick of butter that I cubed and had in the freezer to keep it cold, which ensures nice flaky biscuits. And now, since I don't have a pastry cutter, I'm using my hands. And I'm going to squeeze the cubed butter into the flour mixture. Now, you want to make sure that you work quickly at this point, incorporating the butter into the dry ingredients, because you want to keep it cold, nice and cold. And again, that is going to yield nice flaky biscuits. And isn't that the goal? To make sure that the biscuits are nice and flaky and light and fluffy. That's half the point of eating biscuits. And so I'm just going to make sure that I get in there, make sure there aren't any like large lumps of butter. At this point, the mixture should look coarse. And next, I am going to add my buttermilk, which I had in the freezer as well to keep it nice and cold. To make buttermilk, you can take milk or almond milk and mix in 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And you let that sit aside for 30 minutes in a cold place, the fridge or maybe the freezer, and stir it a few times to make sure the vinegar is mixed well into the milk. And so you stir that in, and as you can see, my dry ingredients, once adding the milk, are starting to form dough. And I'm going to now knead the dough, making sure that I pick up any flour that is left in the bottom of my bowl. The dough should be nice and soft. It's going to be nice and soft and easy to work with. And you'll notice maybe small lumps of dough, which is fine. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little flour onto my rolling surface. And then just to make sure that my dough does not stick. So I'm just lightly coating the countertop. And next I take my dough and I'm going to roll it out onto the floured surface. So I take my rolling pin and roll it out. And oops, I forgot to add flour to my rolling pin to prevent sticking. So I'm going to add a little flour to my rolling pin and dust it, coat it, and then now it's ready. So I'm going to roll my dough out 3/4 of an inch thick. Look at that, how easy it is to work with that dough. I haven't always been the best biscuit maker, but as you can see, this is fairly easy. Like I said, you can whip this together in the morning for breakfast if you decide to do so. And just making sure that the edges are intact, right? So now I'm going to set that rolling pin aside and proceed to cut my biscuits. And boy, I can't wait to get these into the oven. So this recipe yields 8 biscuits approximately. If any of your biscuits are misshapen, you can just take a little piece of dough and add to it to make them round. It's no big deal because once they cook and fluff up, you'll never be able to tell the difference. Now I take my cast iron skillet and place my biscuits in my skillet. I can't wait. And I'm gonna take the scraps of the dough and press them together a little bit, not too hard, gently, and make 1 and 2 more rolls. And with that last bit of dough, you're just going to shape that with your hand and make space for it in your skillet. And now they're ready for the oven. And here they are. Aren't they beautiful? I should have rotated my skillet while it was in the oven. So I browned my, if your biscuits do not brown like you think they should, you bake these from 8 to 12 minutes. I baked them a full 8 minutes. They still hadn't browned yet. So what I did then was stuck them under the broiler for just a little bit. I should have rotated the skillet because as you can see, the broiler browned them like unevenly. However, the proof is in the pudding. So let's crack one of these open and see what we have. Look at that. Perfection. My. There is nothing like nice hot bread. Let me open this up for you. Move this skillet out of the way. Ooh, my God. Oh, look at that. Nice, perfect, hot biscuits. There's nothing like it. I'm going to give these away because I don't need to add any more buns to my buns, if you know what I mean. I hope you enjoyed your time with me today. Let me know if you try this recipe.